one of the country's highest honours. The Prime Minister certainly seems to think so.
Tennis. Well, David Cameron wants Andy Murray to have a knighthood. Andy Murray himself not necessarily agreeing. Should he become Sir Andy? Here with us this morning, former Olympics.
And thanks for sending your comments in.
Keep your thoughts coming.
7:44. You're watching Breakfast from BBC News. Let's update you then on our headlines this morning. Podcast.
Visually, very sorry about that. There you go.
Hope we were behaving ourselves. Singing in a choir is often a fun and rewarding experience. New research, though, suggests it could also be good for heart and blood pressure. A
study from Swedish scientists found it's not only choristers' voices that work in harmony when they rehearse, their heartbeats and pulses also synchronised.
So can singing in a group bring health benefits? We went along to a rehearsal in Altrincham in Greater Manchester to find out what singers there thought.
They're in Westminster.
The European Court of Human Rights is due to rule this morning on whether the murderer, Jeremy Bamber, should have his whole life sentence reviewed. Bamber was jailed for killing 5 members of his family in the 80s and currently has no chance of being released.
Well, judges have been looking at his case and those of 2 other British murderers who say having to serve life in prison without the prospect of review breaches their human rights.
Well, last week a judge declared that Ariel Castro, the man accused of imprisoning the 3 women, is competent to stand trial and mentally able to understand the charges. The trial is scheduled for the beginning of August.
The police watchdog says most forces in England and Wales don't understand how to use their stop and search powers fairly and effectively. And we'll discuss today's report with a former police officer and a man who won compensation for being stopped wrongly in just a few minutes' time.
The captain of the Costa Concordia cruise ship, which ran aground off Italy, goes on trial later this morning.
32 people lost their lives when the ship crashed in January last year. Its captain, Francesco Schettino, is charged with manslaughter, causing a shipwreck and abandoning the ship while many of its passengers and crew were still on board. Those are all the main stories. Alex will have the weather in about 5 minutes. The glorious, hot, sunny stuff continues.
If you like a heat wave.
If you have problems with hay fever, it's not so good, but that's where it is.
Talk to Alex in a few minutes' time. 11 minutes past 8. The police carry out almost 1 million stop and searches in England and Wales every year, yet only 9% of those actually lead to an arrest.
A report from the Inspectorate of Constabulary found that nearly half of those stopped felt that they were not treated with respect, and they also found the tactic was often used incorrectly.
Well, let's talk about this with Ken.